Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from UFO, and today we are going to present our study on analysis of convocation expenses by Upsi student for the introductory statistics subjects. Before we go further, let me introduce our group members. Our group consists of 5 members: Muhammad Hari Nizam, J. Irfan Hakimi, Nur Aina Masara, Nur Rashira, and the last one, Nur Fatin Amira. Let's move to the main topic today. First thing first is population and sample. To investigate the difference between male and female Upsi students in spending money on convocation day, we distribute a survey using Google Form and spread it among graduated students. As a result, we get a total of 40 Upsi students, including both gender. So, what are the objectives of our study? There are few objectives of our study. The first one is to estimate the mean difference in money spent on photography between male and females. The second one is to compare variance of cost spent on convocation day between outfit and photography for female students. And the last one is to compare the money spent on 3 different categories, which is outfit, photography, and transportation. In order to conduct our study, we use a couple of methods and also instruments. First, let me with the methods. There are 3 methods that we did on our study. The first one is estimation of the mean for the two population. The second one is hypothesis test about the variance, also for the two population. And the last one is ANOVA, which is one-way test. For the instrument, we collect our data by using questionnaire research method. As a result, we get 40 responders, which consists of 20 males and 20 females. The questions are mostly related to the gender and money spent on outfit, photographer, and transportation. So, what are the significance or purpose of our study? The significance of this study can be concluded as analyzed on how much money the students spend on their convocation day, including cost for clothing, photography, and transportation. From this study, we can see which categories and gender spend more on convocation day. Therefore, it can help future students to plan their expenses for their convocation days. So, here are the data analysis that we did after we conduct our survey.
One of our key objectives is estimating mean difference in photography cost. So the slide explains the aim to compare the cost differences for photography between males and females during convocation. So data is summarized in a table showing total, mean, standard deviation, and variance for both groups. For female, the mean cost is 180, standard deviation is 10670911472, and variance is 11,386.8211. For males, the mean is 15225 ringgit, the standard deviation is 100.504975, and variance is 10,10125. So this summary has to identify cost variation between genders before statistical testing. This slide displays the mathematical formula used in calculation to find mean, variance, and standard deviation. So for mean, it shows how average are calculated by summing all the value and divide by the count. Variance formula indicates the spread of the data from the mean, and for the standard deviation is the square of the variance. So this result shown from the table earlier. This is calculation of mean for the sample. So for male, the total cost divided by the sample size, which is 20, give 152.25 ringgit, and for female, it costs 180. So we can proceed to find variance. So next step, we find variance. So each value is subtracted from the mean, square, and sum. So results are divided by n-1 for both groups. So the variance of male is 10,101.25, and for female is 11,386.8. This slide shows how to find the standard deviation. As you can see in the slide, we square root the variance to find the standard deviation, and we get the result. So this value reflects how much the cost differ from their respective means.
Next, step 4, after we get the standard deviation, we need to find the pool standard deviation by combining both groups into one single measure account to find the mean difference in sample size. And then after we substitute into the formula, we got 32.778. Next, for the step 5, we need to find the estimator of standard deviation by using the data from the pool standard deviation for two samples. The formula is pool standard deviation square root 1 over sample size 1 plus 1 over sample size 2. After we substitute into the formula, we get 10.3653 for the estimator of standard deviation. Step 6, we need to find the test statistics for two samples. We use the formula to find the test statistics since our sample size is 1. By substituting into the formula, mean 1 minus mean 2 over third, variance 1 over sample size 1 plus variance 2 over sample size 2, we got 0.8466 for the test statistics. Test statistics help us to determine how wide the confidence interval should be. And then the last step is to find the confidence interval. The alpha value is 0.01 since our confidence is 99%. By substituting into the formula, mean 1 minus mean 2 plus minus the value times estimator of standard deviation, we get 18.9747 to 36.5253. Thus, with the 99 confidence, we can state that based on the two sample results, the difference in the mean amount of money spent on photography during the convocation day between the male and female lies between RM 18.97 and RM 36.53. This shows that the money spent by sample 2, which is female, is significantly greater than sample 1, which is male, at a given confidence interval. This is because the positive confidence interval implies that the difference between the two means is consistently greater than 0 across the range of plausible values. Since the entire interval is positive, the difference between male and female spending is statistically significant at 99% confidence.
So for this slide, it shows the software for this analysis. We use Excel to find the data result. So this is the data that we get in this by using the Excel to find the p-test. That's all.
So the second method that we are using is to compare the variance of the cost spent in the convocation day between outfit and the photography. So we have collected the data. By using the data, we are going to find the variance for the photography and also outfit. The variance for the outfit is 13,171.31, while the variance for the photography is 11,386. We are going to state the hypothesis. For the hash null, we state that the variance for the photography is equal to the variance for the outfit, while for the hash null we state that the variance of the photography is not equal to the variance of the outfit. For the second step, we are going to determine the distribution. So we are going to use the F distribution since we need to compare two variables. First step is we determine the rejection and the non-rejection region. The significant level we use is the alpha is equal to 0.05. Since this test is the two-tailed test, we must divide the alpha by 2. So the alpha is equal to 0.05 over 2, which is equal to 0.025. Next, we need to determine the degree of freedom for the numerator and denominator. The degree of freedom for numerator is 19, and the degree of freedom for denominator is 19. So from this data, we can find the F critical value from the table, which is 2.527. So this is the graph that we are using to find the F for critical value. Going to calculate the value of the test statistic by using the formula of the F distribution. So the variance that is larger, which is outfit, is going to be at the numerator, and the variance for the photography is going to be the denominator. So the F distribution for this test is 1.1567. For the step 5, we are going to make a decision. Since the test value of F is 1.1567, is less than critical value of F, which is 2.527, it falls in non-rejection regions. Hence, we fail to reject the null hypothesis. There is no enough evidence to support the claim that the variance of the cost spending on outfit and photography is different. So these are the data that we found by using the software, which is Excel.
And for the third method, we use one-way ANOVA. We use one-way ANOVA to compare the money spent on 3 different categories: outfit, photography, and transportation. Step 1, we need to state the null and alternative hypothesis. The null hypothesis is mu1 equal to mu2 equal to mu3. And the alternative hypothesis is not all 3 mean are equal. Step 2, we need to select the distribution to use. Because we are comparing the mean for 3 normally distributed population, we use the F distribution to make this test. Step 3, we need to determine the rejection and non-rejection region. The significant level is 0.01 because a one-way ANOVA test is always right tail. So the area in the right tail of F distribution curve is 0.01, which is the rejection region. Next, we need to know the degree of freedom for numerator and the denominator. Degree of freedom for numerator is 2, and degree of freedom for denominator is 117. From the F distribution table, we find the critical value of F for degree of freedom 2 for numerator and degree of freedom 117 for denominator, and 0.01 added in the right tail of the F distribution curve. So the critical value that we get is F equal to 4.79. Step 4, we need to calculate the value of the test statistic. First, we need to sum up all the value of X, which is equal to 20,957, and then we need to calculate the value of X squared, which is we get 6,135,205. And then we need to calculate the n, and we get the n is n equal to 120. And then we need to calculate the sum of square. SSB is stand for sum of square for between, and we get 82,600 to 1067. And then we calculate the SSW, which is stand for sum of square for within, and then we get 2,392,632.525. And then SST is sum of square total for both SSB plus SSW, and then we got 2,475,239.592. Now we need to calculate the mean square. MSW is mean square for between, and we get 41,301.034, and MSW is mean square for within, and we get 20,449.893. And then we need to calculate the value of test statistic, which is F equal to MSB over MSW, and then we get the answer is 2.02 for the value of test statistic. And then you need to get all the information into the table. And then the step 5, we need to make a decision. Because the value of the test statistic F equal to 2.02 is less than critical value of F equal to 4.79, it falls in non-rejection region. Hence, we fail to reject the null hypothesis. There are enough evidence to say that the means of 3 populations are equal. In other words, the 3 different categories do not affect the mean of the money spent. Other than calculating it manually, we also using software such as Excel to calculate the value. And then we got the same answer for manually and software.
And finally, conclusion. Based on our calculation for the 3 objectives, we can say that for the first objective, with 99% confidence, females spend significantly more on photography during convocation than males, with the difference ranging between 80.97 ringgit and 36.53 ringgit. For the second objective, we can say that the value of test statistic is F is equal to 1.1567, while critical value is F is equal to 2.257. Since the value of test statistic is less than critical value, the variance of cost spending on outfit and photography is same. For the last objective, we can conclude that the value of test statistic is F is equal to 2.02, while critical value is F is equal to 4.79. Since the value of test statistic is less than critical value, the mean of three populations are equal. I guess that's all from our group. Thank you for watching.